Learning ROR is slow and tedious process which takes lot of time. For that reason, I have made this video. Your level will move from beginner to advanced. Also, you'll be able to answer competency exam situation with ease. As per STCW, we require three things. First, knowledge, skill, and attitude. Why we follow COLREGS? COLREG is a convention. If it is ratified by any flag state, it becomes law, and laws are mandatory. As we all know, there are 6 sections in COLREGS: A, B, C, D, E, and F. A is about general, steering and sailing, light and shape, sound and light signal, exemptions and verification and compliances. Then we have annexes. So I'm not going to discuss that. You can find that easily in any COLREG book. Exam point of view, if any situation given, you need to do few things. First, you need to check ROC by compass bearing or any other available means. Then, if yes, check which rule apply and then say the action. So this is the correct method of answering the question to the surveyor if he give you any situation. Few more important points. ROR is to avoid close quarter situation, and if you find yourself in close quarter situation, you can do anything to avoid collision. Next importance is safe distance. Safe distance is as per master order and company instruction. General rule: 2 nautical mile in open sea and 1 nautical mile in coastal water. Rule number 1, application. Tell us where COLREG applicable. In open sea, we follow COLREGs. And in territorial sea, local rules plus COLREGs. We can get information about local rules in sailing directions. What is road states? Outside internal water or port, usually waiting areas. Another thing which rule number 1 tell us about is special rules for warship, for convoys, and for fishing vessel. What it mean by is government can make special rule for warship, convoys and fishing vessel, but their light and shape or any other rule should not interfere with the COLREG to avoid confusion. Rule 1D tells that Rule 10 apply to TSS approved by IMO. 1E tell us about that vessel cannot comply with positioning of lights, so government can allow them for special condition. Details can be found in Annual Notice to Mariner and Mariner's Handbook, such as submarine and warship. Now we are on Rule 2, responsibility. 1A uses a word exonerate, which means from blame. It also tells us about that we should comply with rules and precautions. Example, no rules tell us about the fog signal coming right above the beam. So we need to use our common sense. Common sense lead us to ordinary practice of seamen. Here it talks about common sense of duty officer or watchkeeping officer. Call master if your common sense says to do so. Any action you take should be as per rules with precaution with ordinary practice and special circumstances. What are special circumstances? Suppose if you have 3 or more ships and you are leading into a situation, that would be called special circumstances. Rule 2B talks about departure from rules. That will be in case of immediate danger, special circumstances, and when no other option left. Construing means understanding the rules. Ordinary practice example. Ordinary practice example. Suppose you are a PD vessel and you see an anchored vessel ahead. So as per ordinary practice, you are the one who should keep clear. The ship which is going up the river should keep clear of the ship coming down the river or with the tide. Another example of ordinary practice of seamanship is safe speed, switching on fog signal whenever it's required. Rule 3, definitions. Vessel. Anything can be used as a surface transport on water. Non-displacement craft, which does not displace water. For example, hovercraft. It can operate in displacement and non-displacement mode. WIG. Looks like airplane, but maximum altitude is 30 to 40 meter at 100 knot speed. It can jump above the obstruction using surface effect action. Seaplane, like an airplane, go up to very high altitude. Power-driven vessel, propelled by machinery. Fishing vessel is not PD vessel, even propelled by machinery. There are another example which are not a PD vessel are sailing vessel, restricted in ability to maneuver, and not under command. They are not PD vessel. CBD is power-driven vessel. Sailing vessel is also a PD vessel if propelled by machinery. This knowledge will be useful in doing lights and shape. Now, what is the difference between fishing vessel, ram and NUC? Fishing vessel, ram and NUC are unable to maneuver because of the following reason. Fishing vessel because of its fishing gear, ram is because of nature of work, and NUC because of its exceptional circumstances. For example, if there is a situation between NUC and fishing vessel and there is a ROC exists, then fishing vessel should keep clear and NUC should move with caution. Important points to remember. When anchor is dragging, ship is underway. Making way is when ship has speed through water and control on rudder. Moving with wind and current is underway. Sailing vessel can be NUC if no wind or sail is torn. Rule number 5. Lookout. At all time, keep 360-degree lookout. Available means radar, sight, hearing, AIS, binocular. As per SCCW, lookout primary aim is to find risk of collision. Secondary aim is to look for shipwreck and ship in distress. Rule number 6. Safe speed. So what are the factors which will decide our ship safe speed? So number 1, draft in relation to available depth. For that, check squat. Constraint imposed by radar range scale in use means reducing range of radar reduce the speed, and if you are on high speed you should have longer range scale like 6 to 12 nautical mile. Assessment of visibility. Target vessel visually seen, check range of target using radar. Speed of vessel should be such that ship can stop within half the distance of visibility. If visibility 3 nautical mile, ship should stop within 1.5 nautical mile. Rule number 7, risk of collision, applies to determine ROC in all state of visibility, including restricted visibility. Available means foghorn, AIS, compass, radar, and VHF. In RV, ROC is determined by ARPA or systematic observation of target. Early warning of ROC means long range scanning of radar. For example, if there is a vessel on your starboard side crossing from starboard side and its distance is 15 nautical mile, TCPA 35 minute, bearing constants and distance is decreasing. That means you are in pre-ROC situation. So as per rule, you don't need to do anything, but yes, you know there is a vessel over there which can create difficulty. In early warning, you are not bound by ROR and free to do anything. As a general rule, when to consider ROC, when your range is 5 to 8 nautical mile and TCPA is 15 to 20 minute, whichever occur first, ROC to be considered. Another general question is, what is scanty information? Less than sufficient information is called scanty information. Compass bearing of approaching vessel means true bearing on compass bowl, irrespective of compass edge. Relative bearing will change with yawing of vessel, but true will not change. At close range, bearing change should be large. Rule 8. Action to avoid collision. What is ample time? Action to be taken in safe time, that is called ample time. Another example is, continuing the last example, if you have a vessel on your starboard side, then at 8 nautical mile for giveaway vessel, action to be taken, that is the outer edge of ROC, and for a stand-on vessel, action to be taken at 5 nautical mile, that is also an outer edge of ROC for a stand-on vessel. Another thing is, you should alter course 30 degree or more so that the other vessel can see visually. Why and when alteration of course? In two vessel situation, no need to reduce speed. Alteration of course give immediate result. You can also stop engine if required so that the bow waves can subside it and other vessel can see visually that your vessel is stopping. All way off means taking all headway off by going astern with engines. Why ROC range is 5 to 8 miles on what basis? If you have a vessel on your starboard side, accidentally if target vessel alter course to port, so there should be sufficient sea room for alteration. Range is calculated on basis of maneuvering characteristic of on vessel and target vessel. How will you check effectiveness of action? CPA should increase after action. It is to be checked until other ship finally passed and clear both ship have passed respective length of other ship. Rule 8F, most important. It does not tell you to take action, it just says what is the meaning of not to impede the vessel. For example, if you are a CBD vessel and you have a PD vessel on your starboard side, so as per rule 18, PD vessel is a non-impeding vessel, but neither it is not a stand-on vessel too, whereas CBD is a give-way vessel if ROC exists. Moment you come to know other vessel is CBD, PD vessel should take action in pre-ROC situation so that CBD don't need to deviate from her course. Important points from rule 8F. 8F first, take action in pre-ROC situation so that ROC does not occur. Vessel not to impede the passage never become a stand-on vessel. As per previous example, CBD become give-way vessel only in ROC situation. That does not mean PD vessel will become stand-on vessel. It always remain in non-impeding vessel. Further, non-impeding vessel can alter to port in pre-ROC situation, but not in ROC situation. As per rule 17C, vessel other than NUC or RAM shall not impede passage of CBD.